And that's why we're here tonight, to help promote small business. And one of those methods is through what we call search engine optimization. So let's scroll through. So what is search engine optimization and how does it help us? So the technical definition of search engine optimization is the process of affecting the visibility of a website or a web page in a search engine's unpaid results. So that is often referred to as natural, organic, or earned results. So in layman's terms, it's increasing your website's position in search results. So when you Google stump grinders or stump removal, you come up. You're with the Northern New Mexico stump. Okay, good. Just making sure. And it doesn't actually cost you any money. This is all hard work, and it's a lot of hard work. And other than time, it doesn't cost you anything. So that is different from what I call SEM. I've grouped everything that is not under SEO into what's called SEM, which is search engine marketing. So search engine marketing is, I used an example here specific to Google. It's called Google AdWords. It's paid for advertising. So search engine optimization is just a lot of hard work and exactly knowing how to implement your keywords. So let's go over some effective principles of search engine optimization. Google, and I use Google to take the place of all search engines. I'm a little biased, sorry. Google is looking for relevance. Relevance is how relevant your web page is to other web pages that already exist that are promoting the same good or service. So with wellness or alternative medicine, you want to make sure that you're appealing to Google's want to be relevant, in addition to popularity. So there's a lot of sites out there that are really relevant. Google ranks them by popularity. So looking at stump grinders, I don't know how many other stump removal experts there are in northern New Mexico, but then it'll sort you by popularity, and popularity is determined by a number of factors, such as in-links, and we'll get to that a little later. In-links, I'm sorry.
Websites that link to you?
Right. So, social media citations are really good, blogs are really good, and things like that. I actually have a list a little later. Oh, hey, look, there it is. So as far as relevance goes, that is specific to on-page optimization. This is what you can do on your website and that you have complete control over. So relevant content, writing content specific to stump removal or alternative medicine or copywriting, and it's organized around keywords. So I've planned a little bit of time later this evening to go over researching specific keywords that people are actually searching for. You might think they're searching for one thing, but they're really not, and we'll find out exactly what they're searching for using Google AdWords, but without paying for it. Another thing with relevance is it findable by search engines? Excuse me. Is it indexed or is it indexable? And then optimizing specific content on that page as well. So giving your images, all of your images on that page, some sort of alternate description, and we can go over a couple examples of how to give your website's images an alternate description that relate directly to your keywords. Yes?
So when you're talking about, honest to God, I don't know any of this, Patrick, you know it all for our company, but when Google is searching for keywords, is it looking in your text that your content that you write on your website? Is
Yes.
that where it's looking for it?
Yes.
Or are you tagging it somewhere else in there?
Both.
Both.
Both, for sure. So it'll actually look for your content. It'll look for your keyword or like multiple keywords grouped together in your content. There's such a thing as over-optimizing. So if you use a shotgun pretty much and shotgun your keyword into your content a billion times, it'll say, well, this person is clearly over-optimizing. They are clearly trying to push SEO, and it will downgrade your SEO. It'll say, Google's search algorithms, they're bots, or as they're referred to. I mean, just because we don't actually have any other term for them. Google will what's called crawl your website, or Google or Bing or Yahoo, but mostly Google. I think they own 71%, and we'll go over that in a sec. But they'll actually crawl your website looking for all of the occurrences of your search term. But then if it sees there's too much, that'll downgrade your SEO too. I think there's like 3% about of your content should contain your keyword, which is not a lot, but it still occurs. That's 3 times every 100 words. I think that's it. I'll have to go over that and I'll double check on that specific number. Then there's popularity, which is off-page optimization. So off-page optimization goes over inlinks or external links that are linking into your website. Now there's internal linking where on your own website, on your own domain like edge.inc, where you're linking to another page on edge.inc versus external links that are linking into your website like Facebook or Yahoo or Bing or even Google linking into your website. Those are good external links that are linking into your website. So quantity is good. Quality is also good. Quantity is not really as important. It's better to have just a couple of external links with big websites like Facebook or Google Plus or stuff like that, or the New York Times. You get an article written in the New York Times. You are my hero or heroine, whatever. But that's great when you get an article in a New York Times written that has a link that links back to your website, because that page, that New York Times page, has great page rank.
I have a friend who, he's a millionaire off of his blog, so he knows how to get people to come to his blog and pay him money for things. But his thing that he does is he'll write a piece of content, and it's really good content, and then he'll write an email to a big-time editor or a blogger that's got a bigger crowd than he's got, and just tell them about the content, tell them about what he wrote. You know, it's usually an article or something, and then that person will usually ask for the link, and they'll send it, and all those people will come. Not all the people, but, you know. So you kind of get other people's ponds to your pond. Anyway, sorry for interrupting.
No, that's great. So like the Chamber of Commerce right now too, if you get your website up on the Chamber of Commerce, that's an external link from the Chamber of Commerce into your website. Exactly. And inter-blog relation is really good too. So if you're a blogger, which we'll go over the importance of blogging as well, if you're a blogger and you know other bloggers, that's great. Send them all the links to all of your articles and have them choose a couple, or maybe just send them one so that you're not sending them like 50 links. Right. And then have them repost it or reblog it. Let's see what else. Keyword-based anchor text. So that's like saying you see an article on the New York Times and it says business printing services, and all of that is the keyword anchor, or it's the hyperlink. That's good. And not only that, but the article actually contains a lot of your keyword as well. Let's see. Reviews are important. I always send my customers straight to Google to review, because Google's reviews are certainly more important than Facebook's reviews. When you Google a business and that business listing comes up, like let's say we're looking up copywriting in Los Alamos, Google will prefer to show the Google Plus listing first, or your Google's business listing first. So when they see the Google Plus listing, they will automatically see all of your Google reviews. They won't necessarily see your Facebook reviews. So, I mean, not that Facebook reviews aren't important, because if you get one bad review on Facebook and you only have one review, that kind of sucks. So Facebook is important, but Google is more important. I would always direct your customers straight to Google if they have a Google account. There's a good resource out there for collecting customer reviews. It's a paid-for service. It's called customerlobby.com.
So how do you do that? First of all, how do you know if you have a place for Google reviews? I'm kind of worried that I don't.
So we'll go over how to actually create a Google Plus business listing as well, which is it's relevant to a specific location. So if you have a location, awesome. If you don't, probably make one up. I had to use my home address.
Yeah, at first we were not showing up at all because we had a P.O. box as our address.
P.O. boxes don't
We
work.
had to put our home address down.
It's not so great for businesses that are home-based. You pretty much have to put your home address. to show up. Because a lot of Google's algorithms are constantly evolving. So now everything's really locally based, and people are doing a lot of mobile browsing on a mobile device or a different platform other than their desktop. And because of that, Google has decided, well, hey, let's make it really locationally based. Because if you look up a restaurant, or just restaurants, period, you don't want a restaurant in New York City if you're in Los Alamos. That doesn't make any sense. So locality has significantly become more important. So we'll create Google Plus pages for everybody tonight, hopefully, if you don't already have one. And social media citations, create a Facebook page, create a Twitter page, create everything. Go out there and create a page for yourself. LinkedIn is good. I actually don't even have a full list of all of the social media places that I've gone out and created. But each one of those places, if you put your website on it, that's an in-link. It's an external link linking into your website from, I don't know, dig.com or whatever it was, digg.com. It's where you can submit articles. And that's another good way that bloggers can get their blog posts out, is you submit your blog articles to, it's like, gosh, I don't know what to call that. It's a website that collects a bunch of different articles together. You know what I mean?
It's like a content curating.
Yeah, something like that.
It's like a content farm, like a content curating thing where everyone's sending their blog posts in a.
You guys don't know what it's called?
No, well, I mean, there's a bunch of them.
Okay.
It's like what Metacrawler used to be, which was like Metacrawler.com used to be, it crawled the search engines. So it wasn't necessarily a search engine, but it went out and it hit up all of the different search engines like Google. I don't think Bing was a thing at the time. Yahoo and all those other ones. Social media citations. Okay, search engines. So the role of search engines and search engine optimization. Totally, yes. And we have one. I don't do anything with it, but we have one. Yeah. You can only do so much with SEO before it really just totally tackles you. So SEO, it is a total beast. It really is. I'm not going to try to hide that. It is just a massive undertaking. So do a little bit at a time. Take baby steps. Maybe dedicate 15 minutes a day to somehow optimizing your search engine, or I'm sorry, your website to search engines. I listed a couple things in the back of the book that you can take a look at. Let's see. I think it's the second to last page on implementation on the page with helpful tools. So it goes over basic SEO, improving site structure, optimizing your content, dealing with crawlers like the bots that Google uses to actually crawl the website. Their search engine optimization specific for mobile devices and mobile phones. Promotions and analysis, I don't really touch on that too much because there is only so much I can do in 2 hours without totally overloading everybody. Building backlinks, which is the external links. So external links, in links are all the same thing. Backlinks, external links, in links. There is a difference between an in link and an internal link. An internal link on your website is linking from your website back to your website, but just a different page. And that is different than an in link. And I don't know why they all have the same name. Like in link, external link, backlink, those are all mean the same thing, but then internal link is the one thing that means something different. And that's really creating a web of your own website where you're linking to your own pages.
It's like if you're on the home page and you're saying, here's where you can find our products, and then you link, people push the button and then link to the products. Or here's where you can read some articles back from 2007, and then they link back to your blog. Or, here are 5 articles about SEO, and then you'll read Patrick's articles about SEO if they're there.
Right, if they're there. Let's see. As far as links go, I think menus are pretty much exempt from that. So if you have a menu built into your website through WordPress or whatever, it really ignores that for the most part. But if you have a page that links to another page in the content, like an actual hyperlink linking to another page, or like a blog post that links to a previous blog post, those are really important. And it's also really important to not change the URL structure of your blog posts. So if you decide you really don't like how your blog posts are organized and you're trying to go back and and change the actual URL, well then you've broken all of the links that linked to that blog post. So it's really important that once you choose a URL structure, you stick with it. And I'll kind of touch on URL structure as well and why it's really important to come up with a good URL structure, because that also boosts SEO a little bit. So with SEO, you've got a bunch of different things, and they all help a little bit. Do them all, and it'll help a lot of it. So let's see, the role of search engines. So 2013, 67% was Google, 18% was Bing, and 11% was Yahoo. Well, Google's just that awesome because at this point in 2016, after 3 years, they've had a 4% increase. They've taken from Bing and Yahoo. So, and then there's a couple other ones that weren't really important, so I kind of omitted those. Here is a pie chart. This pie chart contains exactly how many people click on the first result in a search engine search. 42% of people that do a search click on the first result. The end. You're not number one, you lose. Or, well, I mean, if you're number two, you lose. You're number three, you lose. Page 2, 10%. So you really lose. Don't be on page 2. Right now I'm number 5 for a specific search term. So at number 5, and this is just an average. Number 5 I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5%. Cool.
Are you trying to be number one for all of your search terms? How many
No.
search terms are you personally trying to reach?
1.
One.
Yes.
What's your search term?
Printing services.
Okay.
It is, and I did the research, and that was the most popular term.
Besides business cards, cheap or something like that.
Well, and that's going into semantics, and we'll touch on that.
Does Google use your IP address in sending you responses?
No. No, I don't believe.
Because I've done more searches lately, and it'll give me predominantly New Mexico links.
Okay, right. So that's
It has to know where I'm coming from.
so. Are you referring to the person who's doing the search?
Yeah.
Yes, it is totally location based. Absolutely.
So they do respond to where I am from my IP address.
Not necessarily because of your IP address. It depends. If you have a GPS on your mobile device, you have to give Google permission to use it. But when you're doing a search, it tries to find more relevant results based on your current location. Yes. And either it's the IP address or it could be your GPS location. I had a friend that was up here recently, and for whatever reason, his was defaulting to Las Vegas, Nevada, so I wasn't showing up. No surprise there.
Yeah.
What else? Okay, so there are 3 ways to find a business on Google. The first is pay-per-click, SEM, AdWords. That's the what am I trying to say? It's the advertising, the paid for advertising. And those are sponsored results. And there are ads. People pay for those. And they pay a lot of money sometimes. It really depends on your search terms and how much competition there is.
But not considered number one, though.
No, they're not. They're not. For our purposes, they're not considered number 1, no.
Do you have any research about whether people are more likely to click on the ads or the organic search?
That I do not.
I suppose it depends on what you're buying.
I really don't have any kind of information on that, no. And I'm sure it's related to the market of, I would think.
Depends on the product.
Right, and depending on your product, you may even get like a store results or shopping results in your when you're doing a search. Like, I'm sure Amazon totally has tons of stuff on clothing and other related goods. I think eBay shows up a couple times, and the online stores show up a lot too. So I'm like CB Fox. I don't think they'd have a really easy time doing an online store, just because there's so much competition for it right now. And Amazon owns it, and eBay, and maybe Kohl's, and some of the other bigger firms. And they don't really cater to online stores, so they don't need to have an online store. So organic searches are what we're focusing on here. In addition to Google+, we're also focusing on that here. And this is your actual like Google+ business listing. So that's your physical address. If you have a physical storefront, that is fantastic. Put it on Google+. Absolutely.
So I have a quick question about
Yes.
so if you want to be the best in one specific search term, like you were mentioning, how do you pick that? So like, for example, I come up, if I type in with the actual location, like marketing firm Los Alamos, I'm in the top 3. If I
Sure.
just put in marketing firm, I don't come up. So how do I differentiate between them in my SEO?
So, do you have a a single web page then that is actually uses marketing firm Los Alamos together as one keyword?
Okay.
Do you?
Probably, but I think it's in there a couple different ways.
Okay. So, as far as that goes, I think the problem there is that you don't have enough local business listings.
Okay.
Now, there's a couple firms out there that will actually go out and create those for you. I would not do that because you have to pay a ton of money.
Right.
It's better to just go out and create it yourself, which requires you to confirm an email address and then enter all of your business information, which doesn't take too much time.
Places and
And Yelp?
So I think
Yelp.
Google Plus and all that is all just Google.
Right.
You want to go out and do Yelp. You want to go out and do Yahoo. You want to go out and do,
outside.
gosh,
Of
I'm sorry?
Google. Outside of Google.
Correct, yes. Create a Facebook page that has your information on. I think you do, right?
Yeah, but so that sparks a different question. If you're not updating those pages, how likely are they to help you?
So as far as help on that respect, it's mostly just so it tells Google, hey, this is a relevant local business.
Okay. So
That's the
relevancy
main point.
Versus like.
Right.
Okay.
So go out there and make sure all of your listings
Even
on the
if you're
internet.
even if you're not using.
Correct. Absolutely. Even if you're not using it, tell Google or tell Yelp, well, my number is 505-999-1234, or and your website is www.abc.com.
Just put the basics in.
And make sure it is consistent across all of them.
Okay.
That is really important, is consistency. I mean, you typo once and it might goof you up a little bit. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Cool. So it doesn't really, I don't know if, I don't know how much it hurts your SEO to not keep those updated. But I know it's not hurting your local aspect, the local aspect of SEO. Telling Google that it is a relevant local business.
And the more local know and usually search something different, so I don't know how important it is to be just marking a firm.
So we have to do some keyword research then. Find out what people are actually searching for. Google AdWords, we'll get to that a little later.
What do you actually do when you go and update a Yelp site? And once you put your business stuff in, and what else do you do?
That's it.
So there is no real updating, it's just a matter of using it or not, and seeing it there and reviewing you or whatever.
Well, it's not just that, it's telling Google, hey, I have a Yelp page.
Okay, and that you're a valid business.
Right, right.
Even if it's not relevant to your business, like, because I've always thought that Yelp would be more like a restaurant or a place that, like that, so
Kinda, sorta.
how would it be relevant to my business?
Do we have a Yelp page?
We do, yes.
You've got every single.
I know.
You were talking to the instructor of SEO. Of course I have a Yelp page. We do have a Yelp page. It is probably more applicable to a place that is like a restaurant or something like that.
Or, yeah, or
Does I mean-
snacks or something like that. So how-
Somebody with an actual storefront that does B2C, business to consumer, is probably more likely to use Yelp. So it's not that you're getting on Yelp to utilize
Getting
the
business.
right. You're getting on Yelp because it helps your SEO. Now remember, each one of these different things only helps your SEO a little bit, but do them all and it'll help a lot of it. God, I sound like Blake's Lotaburger. Front page search results. So you can actually show up multiple times on the first page of your search results. Here we've got an awesome example. So here's the Google Plus page of love. I don't even know what this example is. It's the weddingvideosite.com. But they've got their Google Plus page. And I think Google at this point on mobile phones has limited local results to 3. So if you're not in the top 3, you lose. So they've got their Google Plus page, and they've got their phone number and a location. And then they've also got, I guess it's just an organic result as well for their main page. So that's fantastic that they were able to get 2 results on the same page. So they're not quite number 1, but they've got, what was that? So what is that? 1, 2, 3, I don't know, we'll call that like 6. So 3 and 6, right? So they've got 8.5% plus 4%. So they've got about 12%, which is just as good as being in second place. They still lose. Oops. So as far as showing up multiple times on the first page, if you can do that, that is fantastic. You can have your website show up once. You can have your map listing show up again. There's 2 right there. You could have videos, like on YouTube. Google owns YouTube now, so you can actually optimize your video as well. I don't know how to do that. I've never really tried. So that's something new to me. Blog postings are good. So if you have a blog posting that is totally relevant to your keyword, that's fantastic, because then you can show up on that page as well. So like here's Reiki Healing, and they actually show up twice. Their video and then their website. And then a directory listing like Yelp or Facebook or something like that.
Is it embedding videos in your website, your YouTube pages?
No, because this is actually youtube.com.
No, I mean, when you said videos, I'm not sure what that is.
So you can, so
SEOs?
as far as SEO goes, this is an actual video that is on YouTube, and that video in the description has their keywords, their location, and then maybe some basic contact information. So you can actually go and optimize specific videos. I'm not sure how to do that. I've never tried.
Just when you put the video up and you put the description in, you just
It's
I
the
guess so.
description, it's the title, and it's the closed captions when you're uploading your video that help optimize your YouTube.
Okay, cool.
So when you say front page, just search results, you say, that's if you put your business name in and what shows up on that search?
No, not necessarily, because you could actually show up. So Reiki Healing Albuquerque is a search term. Reiki Healing being the type of healing or whatever, and then Albuquerque is the location that you've pitched to Google, and it returns with 2 results for the same company.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
It's just as an aside, if you have videos on YouTube, you can put them on your website very, very easily. And it would be certainly something that would be recommended. And I'm going to shut up because that's a whole nother topic.
Right. It does help your website. I'm not sure how much it actually helps SEO to embed it versus to actually just go on YouTube and optimize the actual video with a description, the closed caption, and the title.
Well, the big thing is if they go to the video and they go to watch it on your website, you've got them.
But why would they go to watch it on your website if it's on YouTube? Well, you want to get them from YouTube into your website.
I understand that, but if you were on Google and Google shows that up on your website, that can help in your listings and your attraction.
But Google doesn't really do it that way, though. They'll
Send you to YouTube.
they would send you straight to YouTube instead of sending you to the website.
I understand
Down
that.
the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So that way, when they see your one
This is-
video, they see
Yeah,
all of
so
your
this
videos.
is a different topic, but
No, I get what you're saying.
So we're going to go over keyword research now, which is unique to every individual in this. Well, I mean, except you two, right? So if you aren't using the keywords that people are actually interested in, that are actually using and are searching for, you are missing some pretty valuable traffic. So we need to find out exactly what terms people are looking for. As far as my business goes, this is the kind of competition I'm up against. So everybody searched for business cards, right? I hate business cards. They're such a waste of time, for me anyway. But 59% of the total searches, so this is referring to all of the monthly searches in the category of printing services, I think. So there's 1,600 searches, right?
Did you do this on an area? Like,
No, I'm sorry, this is New Mexico, period.
Okay, Mexico.
This is just all of New
So
Mexico.
how did you get those?
AdWords.
yeah, explain how you
Can
got
you
to this.
explain how you got to
Yes.
that?
So on I'm sorry, why did it say www? It should just say adwords.google.com. They have what's called a keyword planner. If you have a Google or like a Gmail account, you can log into Google's keyword planner. Again, it's just adwords.google.com. I don't know if it's accessible from a tablet. Sorry, it's definitely accessible from a laptop. We can actually hop over there really quick, and we can take a quick look. So, let's see. AdWords.google.com, and I used a personal account to do this, so I don't even know if I'll be able to get in. So I think it locks you up if you're trying to use a not Gmail account.
So it seems pretty beneficial and logical to have like an @Gmail
Yeah.
business account, even if it's forwarded to your other account.
Well,
Or, I mean, since they own so many.
sort of. I only used it because it locked me out of Google AdWords, and I use it for
It's
personal.
also for YouTube as well, so don't you have to have a Google account for YouTube?
Yes, so I actually have a Google account under patrick@edge.inc. I manage all of my emails through patrick@edge.inc, which is an actual Google account. It is a service provided by Google. I think I pay like $5 per user per month.
But it's Google.
But it is Google. Totally worth it because you get Gmail for your business, and it's actually at your domain. So you could have like Heather at Northern New Mexico, or whatever your domain is, Heather at stumpgrinders.com. Sorry, I think I threw an extra N in there. Let's see, yeah, I don't have my personal account on here.
I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in here. Since I do help a lot of other businesses, when I log into my Google AdWords, it gives me keywords for urethane foam, roof insulation, which is one of my most recent clients, or, well, it's not recent, but anyway, it's one of my clients. And so how do I get them out of there so that I can see my own stuff? Because I don't do urethane foam with foam insulation.
I gotcha.
Or would it make more sense?
So your search history is just getting
Well,
clogged up?
Yeah, with all my clients. So how do I?
You should have like a junk email account that you should use probably. that you do all your.
It's already in there. I'd like to clean it out and start all over again. Do you know how to do it?
That's always,
Sorry,
Yeah.
That's way off
That's a
topic.
legal question.
That's way off topic.
I gotcha. So I planned some time at the end of the meeting to go over exactly some specific keyword searching. So if you brought a laptop, awesome. If you didn't, there's plenty, so we can figure it out. But this is what Google AdWords looks like. I'm sorry, the keyword planner looks like. Google AdWords is paid for, is paid advertising, but the keyword planner is a free tool. And it is totally useful, and it gives you totally relevant information on specific keywords. So you could find what keywords are out there that are actually getting searches, like I did. So I don't actually have a results page, and that's really stupid that I forgot that. But it looks kind of like that. And then here's a Google AdWords campaign for SEO training. I think he was paying like $6 a day or something.
Yeah, so that's the page I have that has all the urethane foam on it.
So
Yeah.
when you're looking at these keyword research, and this is a question for you, but maybe
So if you
on
go
the
to tools, and you go to keyword planner.
Then it just gives me this. Then I could type in anything.
And then you can type in anything. So type in printing services or something. And then you'll type in my landing page.
So nobody calls
So
it
d-
photocopying anymore?
So,
I don't want photocopies.
so when you're choosing
There's no
your
money in that.
keywords and you're looking at these, like business cards comes up first.
Yes.
But I know you don't like business cards, and I don't think it's your most profitable.
It's certainly not.
It's not your most profitable, your most desired service.
Right.
I mean, that's my question is when people are choosing their keywords, would it make more sense to choose like,
What
I don't,
they're
because when
after
I'm
versus-
doing my content marketing, I mean, I do it I don't do it, I do it more like, what would I like to do? What do I want my business to look like? And so I'll end up writing content based on what I'd like to do more of.
Sure.
But I don't know whether, it's almost like.
It sort of works like that. My
No,
interpretation.
I think keyword research could really help by choosing my keywords keywords based on what could be the most profitable thing.
Well, in my position, I'm approaching it like, well, that's 1,600 searches that I've lost because I'm not number one, and they didn't click on me. And I know we've talked about, I don't care about business cards. There's no margin in business cards, right? Wrong, because if I convert them into a big client, I get all of their mailings.
That's why we do it.
I just want to get them in the door.
Yeah,
I don't care about anything.
Once they
Just
made your business card, they'll come next.
right, because I have their artwork, and they can't say no. They can't say, "Give me my artwork," and I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm like,
It's a
no.
gateway service.
Right, it's like a gateway drug. Business cards is my gateway drug. So I totally want business cards, right? Because that's 1,600 searches, which kind of transitions us into semantic keywords. So we're going to also take business cards, and well, it doesn't really look like there's any other search terms on here that really work. I could do like custom business cards printing services and get like 1710 plus 40. So here, so on this page is 1,600 for just business cards, and then there was like 110 searches on average. This is, I think, an average for printing services. So I take business cards, and there's 1,600 searches, and I take printing services, and I get 110 searches, and I add it together. Business card printing services. That's my keyword.
Nice.
And and if I optimize it right, I'm seeing on 1,700 results pages, if I'm on page 1, which doesn't mean anything. I need to be number 1, or I'm a loser.
Well, when I
Yes.
put in business cards Los Alamos, under this map, we come up third.
Right.
But
And that's
under-
based on distance at this point. But we don't come up
under
at
the
all.
rest, we don't come up here. That's all.
Well, I mean, there's a
No,
lot
we
of...
still come up, we still come up.
There is a lot of competition here. There is a lot of competition, and people have been in that business card industry forever. Like UPEX in town has business cards optimized, and it's mostly their age. Their domain age is there. They've been around forever. I've been around 6 months, and I'm number 5 on a specific keyword. But I'm only number 5 because it was a low competition keyword, and I needed to prove my point that I know SEO. And it's just a work in progress. I will get there eventually.
So I have another question.
Yes.
When you're looking at your Google AdWords, I
Yes.
see the search term,
Mhm.
the monthly average, the competition.
Yes.
What is suggested bid?
So don't even worry about the suggested bid.
Are they like asking for money, obviously?
This is for using Google AdWords.
Oh, okay.
We're not using Google AdWords. We're just taking your website now and optimizing it for the search term marketing firm, because there are 1,900 hits. Or you could do internet marketing, since there are 3,300 hits.
Right.
But you're looking in all locations, so that's like the history. That's like the world. So you want to modify your locations,
Change that to Los Alamos.
or New Mexico period. I just did New Mexico period.
So can I sign in just with my Gmail?
Yes.
I get it.
Give me a break. We're getting there. We're getting there where we can all do this. I promise. So here's I did seriously allot some time at the end so that we can all get in and actually. Sorry, I didn't mean to
No, no.
be rude or anything. Okay,
I'm joking with everything, so.
just a little bit. Patience is a virtue. I'm just kidding. So keyword research, and then here's the semantic mapping. So if you guys will do some research, and we could find out exactly what keywords work well together and how we can make those keywords get you the most average monthly searches. 1710 is not a lot. I think she was looking at a term where she got 33,000 hits, but I think it was all locations. I'm sorry, 33,000 searches per month. That's a lot.
Oh, I have another question. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So when you're talking about optimizing a specific search word,
Yes.
are you talking about well, you said it has to be on your website, right? Does it have to be on your homepage or in the search engine optimization?
You can-
it be anywhere on your website?
You should. It can be anywhere. Yes. You can actually optimize an individual page to that specific search term.
Oh, so maybe create a page.
You should create a page for each keyword. Like I have business cards, brochures, posters, banners,
Right.
a billion,
Oh, okay.
and they're all optimized. And I'll go over a cool way of actually, I don't know, how are you guys hosting your websites? Is anyone here using WordPress? Awesome, good. You're not, get on WordPress. Oh.
Not changing that.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, I like WordPress because it's controllable from the back end, And there's a lot of great plugins. It's a widely known platform, so people are writing plugins for it all the time. There's a particular contributor called Yoast, or he calls himself Yoast. Yoast SEO is fantastic. It really does actually evaluate your web page, and I'll actually show you what that looks like. So semantic keyword. So here's Google AdWords, right? And then you can actually, this is the page that you want, which is right under this one. What would you like to do? Search for a new keyword and ad group ideas. It's free. Don't actually pay attention to the suggested bid part. 'Cause we're not bidding on them. We're not doing ads. We're just finding the keywords that we can use for our optimization. So here we're going to go over a couple different map listings. So here is financial advisors in Albuquerque. I don't actually know where they show up on the search results, but here's their map listing. So if you Google Northern New Mexico stump grinders, you may already have a page. You just need to go claim it. I didn't have a page for Edge Inc. because I got to it before somebody else suggested that that a page was created. So I got to create my own page with all of the information. But sometimes people say, well, these people don't have a page, and there's a way to suggest a business. Like if you're at I think it's location based too. If you're at a location and there's not a business there in Google's listing, you can suggest that Google create a business location and provide some basic information that they might know. So it's best to get to it before somebody else does, because they might be putting some bad information on there or something. Or I'm not even intentionally. But
you have to prove it. You have to prove it.
They mail you a postcard
Right.
with a pin on it. And that proves that you live there or have a business there. So you create a listing, you give them the address, they send a postcard to the address with a pin, and you have like 10 days to answer or something. So there's a Google map listing, and then here's to get into Google map listing. So you create a Google account. If you don't have a Google account, create a Google account so that you can create a Google business page. Here's a Bing. I did that recently. It killed me on the inside. I'm not biased. I'm not biased, I promise. It's Bing. What?
I was so embarrassed when you were like, it's because you use Bing.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. I was just giving you a hard time when I said that.
You know, when you're speaking in public, it's like more
Oh,
terrifying than death for many people.
I was trying to make it funny. Sorry. And then here's Yahoo. Nobody uses Yahoo. We saw that earlier. What was it, like 10% or something? No, 7. Ha! 7-Eleven. So there's Yahoo's listing. Or I'm sorry, their financial advisor listing on Yahoo. So go out and create an actual directory listing on all of those websites. And that's my slideshow. So we've got some SEO tools. They're in the back of that booklet. And I will be putting some more of this information on my website. There's a specific link on here as well. I think I got everything, didn't I? AdWords, Google, Bing, small SEO tools, and WordPress. Cool. So I want to take a break for like 10 minutes. I've been talking a lot. I don't usually talk this long. So when we get back, we'll actually go over my behind the scenes so you can see how I do it, and then we can do some implementation on everybody else's end with actually finding a keyword and then using it. So,
And just so you guys know, next week I'll be here and we're gonna talk about how to take those keywords and write content, web pages, and articles and things like that to actually use those keywords in the most effective manner.
Right. So
Your content.
content-specific implementation of keywords. So right now we're going over all the back-end stuff that we need to take care of before we can actually show up in results. But then we're actually going to go into the content-specific stuff where you write content around keywords. So anyway, let's take a break. I need some water.